Hey, friends. Happy Market Monday update with your favorite Keyra Ford. Let's just jump right into things. So, first off, we have one more day before the election, the last day to actually vote. So, if you haven't voted, I want to encourage you to go and, whichever side you are, I encourage you to go out and vote and use your voice. Okay. I'm sure that once this election is over with, people will get out of the whole like, oh my God, I'm waiting till elections are done with, because that has been kind of the excuse as of late. But thank God, tomorrow will be the last day to vote, and then the results will be in. So whether you need to sell your house and move out of the country, or you want to stay here and live forever, I am here when you need me. So let's jump into things. So there was a lot of numbers that came out last week. And last week we talked more on the commercial side of things. So if you haven't looked at that video, make sure you go check it out. I have David come on every month, and he talks about the commercial real estate space in the DFW area. So right now, we know that job stability is getting better, inflation's getting better. 99.9% we believe that interest rates are going to go down after the election. A lot of people are voting like a 0.25%. Some people are saying a 0.5%. So we shall see. Also, some numbers to also think about is the job stability or job market, because inflation and like if they change interest rates, that usually is an indicator. But jobs, jobs are down. So um, last year, this same time, there were 7.8 million job postings, and right now we're at 7.4 million, and that is, I mean, that's pretty low. But I think it's like, well, I don't even think that was. Hold on, let me go back to my. Oh, that wasn't last year. That was back in 2021. So 7.4 million job ratings being down versus like 7.878 million is like back in 2021 when people were given stimulus money. Um, there needs to be a little bit more of jobs being posted, more job opportunity. And I think a lot of people will flood to the market and get out here and actually decide to purchase or sell. And like I was telling my dad earlier, I have some family members that I would like to sell a house to and create some opportunity for them, because I come across a lot of great deals when it comes to real estate, and right now I have a great deal, and I would love to be able to sell that house to a family member so they can get into a home, so they can leverage their their housing. Which, matter of fact, I might have somebody that might want that house now that I think of it. And people just don't understand how much they can leverage real estate. So with this house, my client needs to sell. Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. Love the fire in the chat. Love the comments. Keep them coming, guys. It always, it helps the channel grow. It helps to push it out to more people in the algorithm. So long story short, I have a great deal for some clients, and well, for a client, and they're thinking that they don't necessarily want the deal. And when you get into real estate, guys, you don't realize how much you can leverage it. So, for instance, and I always use me as an example just because I think it's easier. I'm not here to brag. I'm here literally just to give you facts. And the fact is, I bought this new house that I'm in for significantly more than less than what it was worth. So I walked in with almost $65,000 of equity. Okay, which is beautiful. 65 to 50,000. Depends on when you go check the value. And when you can walk in with that much equity, you can leverage that equity. And if I wanted to, for instance, try to take some money out to go and do something else, buy another property, go do like make an upgrade on this home, I could. The biggest thing is you have to get into the market so you can actually leverage it. A lot of people are scared and they're not even getting into the market. I won't even say scared, they're undereducated. And I really encourage you to follow this channel so you're able to get educated. I have so many tips when it comes to veterans, when it comes to just, investors, Airbnb, all the things. And I believe that it can truly help you with your real estate goals. And of course, if you are someone who wants a strategic plan for you, schedule a strategy session. That's going to be the easiest way where I can help you from where you are to where you want to be. And so that's my little plug, but let me get back to some more stats and updates on the residential DFW area. So I wanted to let you know, job market is not looking the best, but it's not looking awful. Inflation is getting better, which is great. Um, we did a survey. It was like 1,000 renters, and 1,000 renters are saying that the only way that they would go and buy a house is if interest rates were lower than a 3%. And so I wanted to talk about that. I want to educate you guys. If our economy gets down to 3% interest rates again for homes, just know we are, I was going to say some bad words, the F word. We are, yes, but I'll use better language. We are going to be in trouble. The economy is in trouble. Right now, I would say the lowest interest rates will go is a 5%, and that be a really thriving economy. If it goes down to 3%, just know that we are in some rough times. And as much as beautiful as that would be, that's great. But the people who've been complaining about interest rates, you most likely won't be ready if that ever happens, then, just like you're not ready now. So start planning now. Like, you can't, what is the saying? You don't want to get ready, you want to be ready. All the people who missed the train 3 years ago when we bought at the threes, because my condo is a 3.8, like, you missed the train. And right now the house I'm in is 6.2 interest rate. So it's not about really the interest rate, it's about a good deal. So if you are someone who wants good deals, or not even good deals, if you want to get in and actually get some equity, or have a strategic plan of how you can get in and actually make your house work for you, those are people that I like to talk to create strategic plans for. Okay. Let me figure out some other things I want to tell you guys that are updates on the market. Usually the first 3 months into the new year after election is when house sales go up. So it's not a surprise, because right after the election, they'll drop interest rates, and then most likely they'll drop interest rates one more time at the end of the year, which will go into the next year. So many people flooding the market, and it'll be a surplus of people. And now it's going to be back into a whole bunch of competition, and prices will start to drive up. Remember, real estate's very volatile. So when interest rates are high, what are prices? Prices come down. So right now we have a good opportunity because they're a little bit higher. So the prices are a little lower, which is good, because if you get it at a low price, you can always refinance when next year they drop. But people don't think of it like that. Let me see what they say. How is the housing market in Addison? Housing market in Addison is actually really good. Now, there is not a lot of affordable homes in Addison, so it depends on what you feel like is a good market. I believe it's a good market because it's not balanced. It's still a seller's market in Addison because they still don't have enough inventory. However, I do think that there is a window of opportunity because a lot of sellers who are selling need to sell right now. So they're willing to give a little bit more incentives. They're willing to do a little bit more repairs that will then help you. So great question there on my chat. Also, guys, always feel free to put something in the chat. I'm always here to really help you. Like, this is like my gift back. Mondays, I jump on. Like, I'm on my couch today, so I'm big chilling today. Usually, now that the time change has happened, guys, it is like 6:21. It is almost like pitch black outside. Like, so I'll be stopped showing houses earlier. So I'll be doing more lives. So definitely stay tuned for that if that is something that you want to see more of. I plan on doing a story time. I have a client that'll be closing on Friday. I'm going to see if he's willing to go live. This is his second property. I would love for him to jump on, tell his story, and really give you guys a good idea of like what the market is like right now. And he's buying right before the holidays, just like you can too. So anyone who is looking to move into a property or buy a house or sell a house before the end of the year, the cutoff time is November 17th. Because if you're not under contract by November 17th, you most likely will not be closing this year. You'll be closing in the next year, which is still good. Okay. But when I tell you that little window of opportunity, the window of opportunity is right now, new construction, they're giving great deals. Also, my sellers, a lot of my sellers are giving something to be able to sell their house during the holiday season. But also the buyers who are out, they're serious. So they're ready to go. They're either relocating, which is crazy because I just got a referral today, or relocating from Vegas down to Dallas for work. Like 300 people move here a day, guys. So if you know someone who's looking to move, please send them my way. But not only that, if you're looking to move in the DFW area, buy or sell, let's talk. It's never too early to actually create a plan. Okay, let me get back. That was my little soap opera. What else do I want to tell you guys? That's really it. That's all I really have for you guys today. If you guys have any questions for me, lay them on me and I can answer them. I know my biggest question right now is like, is it a good time to buy? And just like people talk about, is it a good time to plant a tree? Yeah, the best time to plant a tree was 30 years ago. And the next best time is today. That's exactly what I'm going to say about real estate. It is always a good time to buy the right piece of real estate. Okay. And not everything that you buy is going to be a deal. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate that you think it's very informative, but the time is now. The time is now. This short opportunity window that we have when it comes to purchasing a property or even selling is getting smaller and smaller. Because if you don't believe me, going into next year, the sellers will have a bigger leverage because prices statistically wise have gone up after elections. I think it's 9 out of 11 elections, I believe. I got to go back and check that. Don't actually Google this so you can actually know, but it's either 8 or a 9 out of every election, prices go up right after the election. So anyone who thinks that you're about to get these huge deals after elections, I'm so sorry to tell you, like, you have been misled. Okay? You have been misled. Very good information. Thank you. I appreciate it. Is there any questions that you guys would like me to answer? Is it better for me to tell stories? How do you best receive? I think sometimes, I get on here and I say a lot of the same things, but just like I tell my clients, just like I tell my family and friends, leaders are repeaters. So we say the same thing over and over again. And I'm going to give a shout out to my dad because one thing that I admire about him is he is so good at seeing patterns. And if you're good at seeing patterns, you will see that patterns repeat themselves in this economy. Okay? So I'm telling you a pattern right now. Every election, there's a pattern. They drop interest rates right after the elections. They drop them again before the next year. And then they'll drop them maybe again. But guess what? By them dropping them, what goes up? Price goes up. So you have to figure out what makes sense to you. And also, my question to you is, what is holding you back? Is it savings? Because if it's savings, guess what? There are so many programs out here that can help you with down payment assistance. It's a grant. It's money. What are you doing? Use it. I used it. I tell all my clients to use it if you can, if you qualify. So if it's not, savings, is it credit? Is it your credit that's holding you back, thinking that you are not going to be able to qualify because of your credit? If your credit is it, let me get you set up with someone who can help you with your credit. I have 2 great vendors who help people get their credit together so fast and they're able to go buy a property. Okay? So any excuse that you have, I will tell you this, I have a solution for it. I've been doing this long enough that I have all the people in place to set you up for success. Okay? What other questions do you guys have for me? Let me also tell another most frequent. Okay? So it's usually credit that people are scared to buy, not enough savings, or they're just misinformed. If you're misinformed, definitely hit the subscribe button. Definitely like tune into my channel. I give out true value every single week when it comes to some part of the process. Now, on these lives, I usually talk to a lot of my buyers because buyers are the ones that are a little bit more scared and need a lot of information. But also, let me talk to my sellers. Sellers, there is a huge opportunity for you too because when prices start to go up, you know what happens? Competition. You're going to have way more competition, more people jumping into the market to sell their property to try to get as much money as possible. And right now, you might have to give a little, but you could make more because these other people, well, next year you might make more because of the price is higher, but if you're going to go buy right after it, it's kind of like but if you sold and bought right now, it would be a kind of a sweet spot for you. But of course, I can't make those decisions for you. I can only inform you to make a good informed decision. What are some other things I like to tell my sellers? Price your property right. I just sold a property, which I have a video going up tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Y'all, my last closing was just so dear to my heart. I mean, this was 20 years of just memories. And now she's moving on to bigger and better, this bigger and better new chapter. And she had her house on the market with another agent, and they had overpriced it. And that's why the house was just sitting. And so it expired. I was referred to them because, once again, most of my business comes from referrals. So if you know someone who's moving to the Dallas area, love to help them out. Or if you are somebody in the Dallas area, sorry, one of my clients are actually texting me now. If you're someone in the market, I'll be more than happy to help you. But he referred them to me, and I went over, gave them realistic pricing, and I told them this. I said, there's two markets that you can be in when you're actually selling your house. You can be in the market that is like you price right where you need to be, the sweet spot. So you have a lot of people bidding on this house. We had multiple offers actually on this house too, by the way. Thank you. I'm good at what I do. Marketing is my expertise. And or you can price your property where you know you're going to have a lot of negotiation because you're pricing higher and you know people are going to negotiate you down. So you have to pick what you want. Do you want to be in a market that's going to be competing for your house, or you want to be in a market that you're kind of getting hammered down by more and more and more people who want to negotiate you? So that would be my advice for my sellers today. I trust that this has brought you so much value, guys. If you guys don't have any more questions, next week I'm going to bring some more stories because I really believe that you guys learn better through stories. And hopefully I can get my client, Toriano, who will be closing on Friday, to come on live and give you his testimonial. And not only that, talk about him buying in LA and how he bought in LA, lived in it for 1 year, y'all, sold it, walked away with $12,000. Once again, like, real estate can truly get, like, I don't know. It's like, if you can't see past today, maybe real estate's not for you. It's it's a long game for you. You know, a lot of people, a lot of millennials, a lot of older people too, they can't see past, this year. You got to have vision to be able to, or provision to see that you buy now because it's going to help you later. He bought this house, and don't get me wrong, he is a veteran, which means that he put no money down. And I'll let him tell his story. He sold, he got transferred here. I'm helping him buy. And when we were looking at properties, we were looking at them as investments, as an investment property. Because will this resale value? What's the resale value of this? Could I rent this out? Like, What are the pros and cons of this house? Like, he knows everything going into it. So whether if he decides to stay in it for 1 or 2 years, he will get a return on investment. And that's what I pride myself into is I want to be an agent that no matter what someone does, they can't say, "Oh my gosh, she got me into this and I was way over my head." No, I lay it all out for you so you can make a true informed decision. But regardless, the decision is yours at the end of the day. So um, that's what I have for you guys. Definitely next week, come with the questions. I love the fact that someone asked about Addison. Love the fact that people want to know more. You want to invest in yourself through real estate. Sometimes we just don't know where to start. And my biggest thing is start where you are. Get in the market for what you can afford right now. Go look at some of my videos on all the things. I have loans. I have my lenders come on and talk. I have a lot of people a part of the process. So you will find so many nuggets throughout. So until next time, peace.